Yes, we are live. Welcome back, my dear friends. This is going to be another interesting show from Zero Point Healing. This is episode number 40, if I remember it right. And in this show, we are going to discuss about a peculiar topic, and this is something very close to my heart. And this is the subconscious side of trading. I know trading is not a subject that is discussed in any spiritual shows, because I believe my show is somewhat spiritual from all the healers and therapists and facilitators who have been coming to my show. So when I saw a facilitator who was a trading coach plus a PSYCH-K facilitator who registered in the website, I was like, wow, that's an interesting combination and I must have him in the show. So that's what the show is going to be about. If you are a trader who's trading and having difficulties, this is the show that's going to change your life. I can guarantee you that. Before I move on to my guest today, so just a short intro about me. I'm a healer myself with multiple different modalities that I've got certified in. And this Zero Point Healing show, healing platform is something that I've put together for healers and facilitators and therapists around the world who are making a difference on earth, who are contributing change in humanity and making earth a better place to live. So if you are a healer or a facilitator yourself, I invite you to zeropointhealing.com. You can register for free, add your profile. And this show, if you're interested in doing an interview with me here, please do contact me. So that's my introduction speech, by the way. And now I'm moving on to Zvi, if I'm telling his name right. Welcome, Zvi. Thank you so much for coming to my show. Wow, I've been so much waiting for this show to come on live. And tell us about you a little bit, your trading journey, and how you discovered PSYCH-K in your life, in your trading life, and how it has changed your trading journey.
Hi, Vishnu. Thanks for having me. First time for me here. Great opportunity. And yes, I am both a trader and a PSYCH-K facilitator, and those are two different worlds, but they do match. I'm a trading coach. I help people with their trading, not only on the technical side, but also on the subconscious side, and the PSYCH-K, using PSYCH-K tools to really help them with how they feel when they trade and their confidence. I started trading way back in about 2004, and I got more and more into it. At some point, I even went full-time trading. And way back then, I was working with a trading coach. He lived in the States, and he taught me everything I know about trading. And he taught me the technical side of trading and when to buy, when to sell, and everything. But every now and then I would get either stressed or start losing money for no apparent reason or whatever. And he'd kind of say, well, I don't know, that's kind of the psychological side. You got to work that out yourself. So there I was putting endless hours into the technical side of trading and 0 hours into the trader himself, myself. And that was about the time that I started realizing that this was not right. And to succeed in trading, you really have to be pretty clean with yourself and pretty clean psychologically and pretty clean subconsciously. Otherwise, those things are going to come up. And at the time, it took me a few years to kind of open up to the idea of self-work, because I was very, very reluctant to that in the beginning. But over time, I opened up and I tried this and I tried that and I tried this modality and I tried that modality, and nothing quite hit the nail straight on the head. Until at some point, I pretty much accidentally stumbled over PSYCH-K. saw something on YouTube or something. I don't exactly remember how it was, but I stumbled on PSYCH-K, and it was just the time when we were gonna, take a vacation. And hey, there's a basic PSYCH-K workshop in London. We've never been to London. Let's go to London and try to fit it in the schedule. And it took me about half a day into the basic workshop to like go, wow. I mean, this is the modality I was looking for. I was immediately struck. It is simple and super powerful. I saw things change during the workshop itself, on myself, on others, my family. I saw the process is very simple. You can get in 15 minutes where therapy will last forever to get to the same point. I love the fact that it is very positive, in a sense that it's focused on the future and what you want, rather than on your childhood and whatever traumas you may have been through and your problems. It kind of puts all that aside and focuses forward. I love the fact that PSYCH-K really leaves all of the power in the hands of what we call the partner. We don't refer to the person coming to get PSYCH-K as a patient or a client, but rather as a partner. And really this process is like, kind of guide him through the process, but he's the guy walking the walk. And it was the first time I felt that I was really doing the actual work myself, rather than seeking help from somebody who can maybe help me. But he knows how to help me, and I'm just kind of sit there and wait for them to help me. So I just loved it, and that was the point where I really started to use PSYCH-K intensively. And it was Bang Advanced, Bang Master's course, PSYCH-K everybody I know. And it was also the time where I was rethinking what I want to do with my life. And having traded for about 15 years and having a 15-year-long dream of one day I'm going to teach people how to do this, and I'm going to help others trade. And I had that dream way back in 2007, but I wasn't there yet. And I didn't have the tools yet. And I kind of took the dream and put in mothballs and stuffed it in the top drawer. But I took that dream out, and a lot of help from PSYCH-K here too. And I decided I was going to be a trading coach. And here I am. I'm a trading coach. As anybody told me I would be a PSYCH-K facilitator 5 years back when I was working in research and development and engineering and managing projects, I would have said, it's nice, but you're a little crazy. But nevertheless, here I am. I use it daily in my life. I don't think a week goes by without any balances, sometimes several a day. It's just become an everyday tool to me. And of course, not just for myself, but also for others struggling with whatever issues they may be having in trading.
That is so beautiful. So to my viewers, by the way, I have a history of losing a lot of trades. I had been trading like 5-6 years back, I guess, when I was a business owner role. Now I have switched roles, by the way. But anyways, I have this history of losing all the trades. But before doing any trading, I think I have invested hours and hours into learning trading techniques, and lots of courses that I've done to learn these trading techniques. And I believed it was just these trading techniques that's going to help me. I've tried techniques after techniques from so many different gurus out there, and nothing worked. And finally, I believe I have lost more than $10,000s maybe of dollars in trading. So this question is coming from this person who has lost so much. And I really know now from switching roles into a healer and a facilitator. Now, when I look back, I can understand, okay, I lost trades not because the techniques did not work, but because, as Zvi was telling here, I did not work on myself or my beliefs or my subconscious mind. So now we are getting into the topic of today, the subconscious side of trading. So tell us about the subconscious side of trading, especially I love the 5 points that you had sent in the post, the blog post. So tell us a little bit about that and tell us how the subconscious believes the person that we are is interfering in our trading.
Well, basically, once you get any kind of subconscious conflict, that starts creating stress, and that starts stirring up a whole set of emotions. And stress has its effect on people and their decision-making abilities. And so what happens is that you have a trading system that you learn from some guru or whatever, or maybe maybe it's a perfectly good system. The problem is that when the time comes, you're too stressed to follow that system, and then you end up making mistakes. The reason people can't make money in trading is because they are full of mistakes. An average trader probably, I don't know, loses tens of thousands to mistakes easily. And those mistakes really come from stress and emotion. And basically on the subconscious level, I mean, when I tried to put what I knew about trading and trading psychology with what I learned about Psych-K and subconscious beliefs, I really came up with what I call the trader's pyramid of beliefs. And what I'd say would be that basically if you're straight out with all these level of beliefs, then you're not going to have any conflict trading. That's the ideal position. Most people have conflicts on all of these levels, and you got to be somewhere in the middle, striving towards minimum conflict. The basic level of belief is what we call in Psych-K core beliefs. Those are beliefs like I am worthy, I am loved, the world is a safe place. Very, very basic beliefs about positivity of yourself and the world. Any conflict with that, I don't deserve happiness, I don't deserve this, I don't love myself, any of these, you're not going to invite wealth and abundance into your life with that. You're going to invite distress. And guess what? Trading can very easily mirror any distress that you have in your life. The second level is beliefs about money. Almost everybody has some kind of money conflict. I don't know why, except for the fact that I had them and have them myself, like everybody else. But money conflicts and trading do not go well together. If you feel that money is going to make you, money is something you have to work hard for. Money is easy come, easy go. Money does not grow on trees. Money cannot come too fast. Money will make me cheap like Ebenezer Scrooge. Rich people are bad. Rich people are mean. Rich people are not kind. Any of those beliefs are not going to be supportive when you're trying to work in a distilled money world where all you do is win and lose money and you don't produce anything else. You really got to be conflict-free with money for that. Third level would be the markets themselves. You know, you kind of have a relationship with the markets. You spend a lot of time with it, and you try to read what it's doing, and you sometimes feel like it's personally against you. Any conflict like that you may have with the market, if you think the market's personally against you, you're way off. And a lot of people feel hurt by the market because they lost a trade, and they have emotional charge there. So really, if you the markets have their own nature. They're unpredictable, and it's part of life. They're random, it's part of life. Can't get too mad at them. So really you have to have a very clean relationship with the market and really expect of it what it can give and not what it can't give. And then you have beliefs about yourself as a trader. I am a trader. Had a hard time with that one because I had a kind of a different personality. I'm sure a lot of people who have turned to the facilitator or healer worlds from previous worlds, be it business, be it engineering, be it whatever, had a hard time of coming out and saying, hey, I am In your case, I am a healer, or I am a facilitator, or I'm a trading coach. And you have to be very, I am a good trader, or I'm competent, I trust myself as a trader. Any issue with those, not gonna make money. And last, there's, the little beliefs. I wait patiently for the right signal before I act. Those are the day-to-day things that if you're subconsciously wired in the right direction, then that's how you're gonna act. Subconscious drives you. I'm sure I'm not saying anything new to anybody on this show, but the subconscious really is what runs you. And if you subconsciously feel that you are patient and waiting for the right signal, you're going to wait. And if you subconsciously feel that you haven't traded for 2 months, 2 weeks, and you got to get in, then you're going to get in no matter if there's a signal or no signal. So really the subconscious, to sum all this up, the subconscious, if you have a conflict with your subconscious, that's going to make it stress, it's going to cause emotion, and it's going to cause mistakes. And it's those mistakes that we want to get rid of. And once you start running out of mistakes, there's only one option left, and that is to do the right thing.
Yes, and that's so beautiful. So I just want to reiterate those 5 different, the trader's pyramid of beliefs that you discussed here, about 5 levels of subconscious beliefs. So the first one was self. So believing whether I love myself or I trust myself, I deserve. So self beliefs. The second one was the money beliefs. I'm worthy of making money, abundance, wealth beliefs. And then the third you said about the markets. Whether the market, what beliefs do I have about the market? Is the market supporting me or opposing me, kind of beliefs? And then the fourth you said about the trader, myself, do I believe in my own competency? I believe that I'm a good trader, the best trader. And then you said about the fifth one, which is the trading itself. Do I wait patiently before I take a trade, and having a trading plan and all of that? So I just wanted to reiterate the 5 points that we mentioned here, so that really gets to the viewers here. So now tell us about a little bit of the services that you're offering with regards to helping traders, whether it is the PSYCH-K sessions that you provide and any kind of trading coach. So what kind of packages or the services that you have for them?
Yeah, so basically, I would focus for now on two different packages. One is completely technical. People want to learn how to trade. They don't know how to trade. They want to learn how to trade, or they want to learn a new method on how to trade. And that's pretty much plain teaching. And I do that one-on-one most of the time, because I think it's a lot more effective than classes or course or online courses or whatever, where you watch somebody else drive and then you think you know how to drive. And it's like, because trading is a skill, it's a lot like driving. And you learn driving in the driver's seat. You do not learn driving by watching a video on YouTube. So you can't really learn trading by watching somebody else trade a video on YouTube. You can understand what they do, but it's not the same as doing it. And so part of what I do is teach traders. But the other part, which I found the really important part, it's the main point of the business, and it's also the one that's more related to really, subconscious and subconscious side, is the coaching. And if somebody comes with trading issues, then I'm not per se a PSYCH-K facilitator that he comes to me for a PSYCH-K session. He comes because he has trading problems and he wants help with those trading problems. And that help comes twofold. Half of it is technical. Is your trading method sound? Do you know what you're doing? Is there logic? Is there consistent reasoning behind your trade? If not, let's fix that. That's the basic. But once you have that reasoning and you have that method, but you start making mistakes, and we see a trade that is completely a mistake, okay, now we start retracing bar by bar. Let's go through that trade and let's see what your self-talk was, and what you were thinking, and what you were feeling, What was the exact point that your stomach started twisting? What did you feel right here? And then we can start digging back into that and trying to understand what was the, excuse me, what was the conflict? What would you have liked to feel at that point? And I'm going to maybe give a few examples later, but really, when you focus on how the trader feels throughout the trade, and trading is very emotional. If you're not far enough and you're not relaxed enough, you know, people trading and they start getting closer and closer and closer and closer to the screen as things happen. That's their field of view narrowing because of stress. This is basic biology. When you're stressed, you can't think straight, you can't see options, you're stuck on the same option that you saw before. Person trying to leave a burning room will probably try and knock the door out before they look around and see, hey, there's a window, because they're doing the same thing, only harder. So people are stressed, and you want to understand where that stress came from. And it comes from the same mistake, the same trade, 10 traders, 10 reasons. Each one of them had a different conflict running around them. So we really have to find out what that was. And then we can use, first of all, the very conscious awareness of what's going on inside you is very useful. And we're gonna give some examples of that too. But really, usually those errors tend to repeat. And those situations tend to repeat. And those are the ones we're looking for. Because if you clean out one of those, automatically the trader goes to a new level. And that we can do with PSYCH-K. We can focus on how they were feeling, what they would like to feel instead. And then we do what we call in PSYCH-K a balance, which is a process which puts the brain in a very receptive state with which we can, in a sense, the person can reprogram his own brain, his own subconscious, to a new belief and a new state that he would like to see instead. And kind of, in a sense, like kind of putting it in write mode and then burning the CD, like back when there were CDs. And it's really a process where it's up to them to figure out what it was. I mean, you can guide them with questions, but there's no way I'm going to tell a person what was in his subconscious at the time. But they know, they all know, everybody knows. Everybody knows what they were feeling. They may be lying to themselves, but they all know. And once they know what they were feeling, they know what they would have wanted to feel instead, and then bingo, you have a picture that you can go to. So really that's the process. It's a technical process on one side of really understanding your system, whatever it is. Some coaches try to teach their own system. I pretty much don't believe in that. I think people who have been trading for a while already have a system, they just can't follow it. Why can't they follow it? They have some kind of conflict with it. It's not working for them. So we really gotta work on that most of the times.
That's so nice. So most of your sessions are one-on-one. I think all of it, you are doing one-on-one sessions, whether it is the technical side or the subconscious side of things. Is that right?
Yeah. It's basically a one-on-one service because trading is a one-on-one. It's a one-on-one sport. You know, it's, by the way, part of what is very difficult for many people in trading. The fact that you're all alone, you have nobody to share the responsibility of your losses with, you have nobody to consult with, you basically have to make your decisions and then you have to own them. And then you have to face the consequences of those decisions. Anybody having a conflict with that, and I've had a client recently who wanted to learn to trade, but was very unwilling to really see himself as taking charge of those losses. He felt a lot easier to have the fund manager lose his money than him lose his own money. And that guy only wanted to learn to trade, but I told him, you know, at some point, I think we may need to work on that. That's a relatively new client, so I don't have the success story behind that yet, but it was obvious that this is going to block him. because he kept moving back to, wait a minute, but then I'd be losing money, and then I kind of lose the money myself. What's the point in all this? Let's let the fund manager do it. So, and a lot of people, even that are trading for a long time, have a very strong conflict against wanting to own their results. And they want to blame the market, and they want to blame everything. But they don't want to own their results and really take, okay, I'm in charge here. So yes, it's a one-on-one. Every person has different issues. You cannot run a group session on subconscious trading. I mean, you could talk about it, but it's not going to do what it needs to do. Yeah. PSYCH-K is also one-on-one modality. I haven't seen anybody do PSYCH-K group sessions or things like that. If it's a group, everybody is a group of facilitators, and they all know what to do for themselves, but never a group of partners. So it's really a one-on-one process, and it's one-on-one issues. My subconscious is mine. Yes. It's not, general subconscious. Let's read a book about it, and I'll know what to think. It doesn't work that way.
Yes. So tell us maybe like an example. So to my viewers, as you might already know, PSYCH-K is a modality which we will not be able to demonstrate in public, as well as he said, it is really one-on-one type of a session which cannot, doesn't lend itself to such a live show that we are doing. So we will not be able to show you a demonstration. Instead, I'm going to ask Zvi, can you please share with us maybe a short client story who came in with a specific background, who had specific issues that you can discuss, and tell us his growth when he started working with you and what kind of success he had.
Okay, I'm going to bring two examples. One is very kind of small things and very kind of easy, and one deeper. So the small one is a client that comes in and we analyze one of his trades, and it is clear that in trading we have what we call a setup. We wait for a certain situation, and then we enter the trade. Then we buy. We don't just go around buying things. That's not going to make you any money. You wait for conditions that are on your side. May the odds be ever in your favor. We want the odds to be in our favor. So we go there and we wait for specific conditions. And we analyze the trade and ask him, okay, do you have rules for this situation? He says, yes. What are your rules? And he has rules. Now let's open up the chart. Do those rules, did they happen here? He says, well, no, not yet, but. Okay, here's a point that we got to work on. The guy is rationalizing why he did not keep his rules. He went in too early. He went in too early in anticipation of things that he thinks the market might do over the next few hours. Of course, he did not wait for the market to do that. The market did not do that. Instead, it went down and he lost the money. So we ask him, okay, why did you get in here? He says, well, I don't know. And then I go, okay, let's try and retrace that trade. And we go bar by bar, hour by hour, and we ask him, okay, what are you thinking now? What are you thinking now? And at some point it comes out, this thing's gonna run away from me if I don't take it now. Bingo. So he knew that his setup was not there yet, but his gut told him that this trade is going to run away if he doesn't take it right now. This is a very common trading error. I do not know a trader that has not made that error, myself included, numerous times. So, and then we start digging into that. Okay, so let's say the trade would run away. What would happen? I said, well, I've missed so many trades in the last week that I just can't bear let another one get away from me. Bingo. Here's the point. So this man is basically still traumatized by previous trades, and he's bringing those previous trades into this new trade, which are, of course, in real life, have no connection with each other. And here we are, and we are making decisions completely based on emotion, on fear of missing out, on fear of feeling like a fool. A person probably feels like a fool at this point for having missed trades that he wasn't sure about, and he kind of fumbled them when they ran off. So this time I'm going to take it. Okay, how do you think you would have wanted to feel in this situation instead? Same situation. You are now the ideal trader. How do you think you would have wanted to feel here? Okay, I probably would have been relaxed and just waiting patiently for the trade. And if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There's a million fish in the sea. I'll take the next one. And here we can really bring out a goal statement. What we call a goal statement in Psych-K is a new improved version of how you would like to think, how you would like to be feeling, what you would like to believe. In this case, it would be, I wait patiently for the perfect setup. If this it would be one sentence. Another sentence would be, there are many trades, and if I miss this one, there's always going to be another one. If you go into a trade with this in mind, with this subconscious state of mind, that there are a million fish in the sea. If I miss this trade, there's going to be another one. And I'm a kind of person, that's what you think about yourself, that patiently waits for the setup. And if my own teacher used to call it my way or the highway. You know, if you're not going to do it on my terms, go wherever you want. I'm waiting. And if you go in with that mentality and that subconscious mentality, the fact that this setup hasn't occurred yet, you just wait. And you don't feel bad if this trade runs away. In this case, we also had to work on releasing previous trades. And every trade is a new trade, and I focus only on it and not thinking about previous trades and so on. But really, you could see how all kinds of irrelevant information that comes up from the gut, from the inside, from the subconscious, and it kind of stirs the trader up, causes him to make a mistake. So this would be an example of something that is very, very technical and very, very training. The second story I'm going to tell you is about a client whom I'm very closely related to, me. And it's about a more basic belief about money. And one of the money issues I had with myself was really feeling that money, probably something that's been drilled into my head since forever, that money is something that you're supposed to be working hard for. And looking back at my own trading for many years, I would be working hard at it. And if I would see a situation that doesn't lend itself to a trade, I would say, okay, well, let's try from here, and let's try from there, and let's try earlier, and let's try later, instead of just leaving it. I thought I would like, the harder I work, the more I'd make. That does not work in trading. Sometimes, like the commercial says, less is more. But I would always try to overwork because I would treat it as kind of work. And that was very conflicting, and it put me in bad places in terms of making unnecessary trades. And then at some point I decided, okay, how would I like to feel instead? And I did a small visualization exercise. And I think anybody in the audience could probably do this exercise. I said, okay, how would you like the money to be served to you by the universe? Would you like to work for it and get paid, and you kind of visualize coming and getting your paycheck, or what? The world is the open opportunities. How would you like money to be served to you by the universe? And then the vision that I got while visualizing this question was really kind of picking fruit off a tree. It's kind of like literally money grows on trees. So that was the basic idea of kind of picking, walking through an orchard and here's a nice one, let's pick that one off, which is a much more useful way to look at trades. You're really walking through the markets, and there's a bunch of mess going around there, And basically, you just wait until you see something that is a low-hanging fresh fruit, and you take it. And you don't worry yourself about the fruit that's way up on the top of the tree, and if you work hard enough, you may get it. You just keep walking around until you see low-hanging fresh fruit, and then you just pick it. And after balancing for that, my entire self-talk changed. All of a sudden, it wasn't how do I make this trade happen? It was, is this low-hanging fruit? And if the answer is no, then I move on. And if the answer is yes, then I don't think too much about it. I just pick it. Maybe after I pick it, maybe it's rotten, maybe there's a worm in it, maybe it's not too good, I'll throw it away, I'll take another one. But is this low-hanging fruit? Is it easy? Does it look like it's got a potential in it? If yes, I take it. If no, I leave it alone. And this is also conscious self-talk. So I consciously, since I did the process with myself, I can also, and this is the same with anybody who does PSYCH-K, ultimately, it's not like they close their eyes and somebody puts their fingers inside their brain and rewires. They do the entire process themselves. So consciously, I could self-talk my way into this situation as well. And look at everything through the eyes of, is this fruit picking or not? And it made a real difference in terms of stress level in situations where the trade was not visible. It was not eminently there. And instead of forcing it, I just move on with it a lot more easily.
Wow, thank you so much. But I have a last question. We are over time a little bit, but that's completely fine. So my last question to you. So I currently have a limiting belief that says me taking into this healer or facilitator role, again, it's going to be the spiritual question that I have. So I have this belief that trading, let's put it this way, money is something that I get only when I serve people. So that's my limiting belief or a point of view, let's say it like that. So in my perspective now, trading, for example, when I'm doing trading, it's just a money game. And there is no people involved. I'm not serving anybody. So I'm like, how will I get money if I'm not serving someone? So
Okay.
let's say there are a few viewers like me who think my thoughts and maybe spiritual in some way. So tell us, what would you tell to a person like me?
Well, the conflict between spirituality and money, or I don't think there is a conflict, but the conflict that you're talking about, I assure you it is not yours alone. But normally I would, so with a PSYCH-K session, I would let you say what you want to do, what you would like to feel instead. And I would avoid force feeding you my words. Because PSYCH-K is really, really very strict about not force feeding your own beliefs to the partner, as opposed to some other modalities. It is very, very strict on this. It's a process of guiding you into getting your own other belief, but I will try to ask you a question that maybe I'll kind of leave you with a question and leave you and the audience with a question, because I'm sure you're not the only one with this issue. Let's say you had all the money in the world you want. Now, what do you do? Now, if your answer is, all I do now is sit on the beach and drink cocktails, and you have a strong conflict of I have to have meaning and I have to have purpose and I have to be useful, then you have a conflict. There's a conflict here. You can solve it in one way, say, okay, I don't want to trade. Solve it another way. Okay, I don't want to sit on the beach, drink Mai Tais. But if your answer is, I would be doing a whole bunch of things that I can't do today, then maybe there is no conflict, and maybe things work together. I can give my own example of leaving the corporate world a few years back. I climbed the corporate ladder high enough, so I didn't like the view. So I decided enough was enough at some point and moved on. And one of the things I did for a few years was teach high school. And I don't know what it's like in India or in other countries, but in Israel, high school teachers do not get a lot of money. I don't think I would ever have gone to teach high school if I had, for the sake of ideology alone with a family. But I love teaching, and I love the high school kids, and I enjoyed it. And I wouldn't have done that. And I think I have been able to serve them without worrying about them having to pay me. I think the things that I have done over my life, without being worried about being paid about them, were sometimes a lot more constructive than those I did that I got paid for. Because when I get paid for something, that's value to the one that pays me, not necessarily to anybody else. And here, put the money aside, let's do something that I feel is useful. So there's not necessarily a conflict. If you could go along routes of having the money from trading gives me more opportunities and more free time to do other things that I can't do right now, all kinds of different directions. And the direction is really personal. Everybody can take it in their own way. But definitely trying to trade with a conflict so big and so meaningful for someone whose self is defined by it being spiritual and working in the spiritual worlds, and seeing a conflict between that and trading, the chances of success, God forbid I would succeed. That would ruin who I am. So I'm going to do everything in my power to not succeed so I can continue doing who I am. Here's your conflict. But the good news is it's something that you can work on, and you can work through if you decide that is the direction you want to go. So yes, here's another example of money conflicts, which are really basic to a lot of people in and out of trading.
Okay. So if I understand you right, the answer or the question that you gave me was, is there a good purpose? Let's say I'm trading and I'm making a lot of money. Can that money help me create what it is that I want to create in this world? Can I maybe contribute more to the world, or whatever that I desire to do in the world? If that's a yes, then
yes. I mean, one of the things we work on in PSYCH-K is what we call secondary gains. When a person has some kind of unconscious gain from the situation, for the bad situation that they're in. Say somebody is sick, but they get attention for the easy example. And if you have some kind of secondary gain from not trading, or you're afraid that you would be losing some of yourself by trading, then that would be a conflict. But sometimes the solution would be, I can do even more good if I make money trading. And all of a sudden we kind of stick the finger straight into the secondary gain, turn it around, and say, maybe I can even do even better if I make money trading. Great, I'm more spiritual. I can make 3 platforms like this. And I'm not even have to worry about whether I get paid from it or not. I don't care. I pay myself on the side.
All right. So you have sold me on that. How do I book a session with you now?
Go to my site, mindandchart.com, and you.
Sure, my dear viewers, we are ending the show there, but you have the link to Zvi in the comment box above or below. You can click on that, and if you're interested to book a session with him, you can go ahead. As a special discount, we have a 10% off coupon code for you on your first booking with him. And you can also contact him for general questions, anything that you have about trading or the subconscious side of trading. Mm-hmm. I hope you really enjoyed this session. Thank you, Zvi. Wow, what an amazing session. It was rather for myself.
Thanks for having me. I had a great time.
Yes, and your first client from the interview is myself, by the way. You should. So that's the first thing. But anyways, my dear viewers, I hope you really enjoyed it. Any final words, Zvi?
No, I think trading is something that people many people have a view of traders as people who sit with 5 screens and they buy and sell things all day, and they're all stressed up and drink 7 coffees a day. And I trade off the laptop that I'm talking to you with. It's more than enough. My trading style is very relaxed. Traders are not always what they're cut out to be. They're perfectly normal people. I think everybody should have some basic understanding of trading, because we all have money somewhere in the funds and the 401ks and everything that we can put our head in the sand and ignore it, but it's really a life skill that people need to know about. Not everybody has to go professional about it, but it's an area that people look at it with a lot of prior beliefs and not necessarily like what they would think. And I do encourage people to understand this area, even if they decide they do not want to go and do it themselves. I do encourage people to understand this area, not to fear it, to embrace it, because it's part of the world that we're in. I think that my personal trading journey and personal journey went step by step together. It really brought out the worst in me in times and the best of me in other times. And I really think that this is something that anybody should know a little bit about, and definitely anybody that is trading cannot afford to ignore the subconscious side or think that it will go away by itself if you just learn method number 72. It doesn't work that way. So really, if you are there, take the responsibility and do it right. And if you're not there, at least know a little bit about it.
Thank you. That was a powerful message. I hope, my dear viewers, please do subscribe and share it with as many people as you can if you are watching this on YouTube, especially this kind of information. If I had this information 5 years back when I was trading, I might not have lost thousands of dollars. So I'm sure this video today that we have made here is going to serve millions of people, millions of traders who do not know the subconscious side of trading. Thank you so much, Zvi. I wish you plenty of clients. I'm sure your help is needed. So thank you so much. You can click on the link below and contact him if you're interested. So I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much, my dear viewers. I'm going to see you in my next show. Thank you, Zvi.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.